Right. So last time we talked about the four tenets, key principles of cognitive linguistics. Can you tell me again those four? Yeah, linguistic meaning is perspectival. Linguistic meaning is dynamic, flexible. Linguistic meaning is encyclopedic. And linguistic meaning is usage based. Okay. Then we talk about the first commitment of cognitive linguistics, generalizations. Now today we are going to talk about the other commitment, cognitive commitment of cognitive linguistics, and we start working on the hands-on activities in your textbooks. That will help you learn a lot. Now, one of the theory in cognitive linguistics we look at comes from psychology. Actually, is about the figure, ground, or profile and base. Now, some cognitive linguists try to describe the symbols that you have in mind when you produce languages into units that get your attention focus and units that do not get your attention focus. We will look at this more closely when talking about cognitive grammar. Like this example, when I say the car hit the tree, then the car gets the focus of my attention and it's called the profile. The tree is the base. Now sometimes you may see another name that is used. The car is the figure and the tree is the ground. They are actually the same thing. When you transform this sentence into passive voice, the meaning is actually different because now there is a change in attention focus. When you say the trees were hit by the car, the tree gets the attention focus, while the car becomes the background. Now, after the lecture, we will have practice activity in which you need to identify the profile and the base of the figure and the ground. Now, so basically, the figure-ground theories of cognitive linguistics says that there is no distinct language module in our mind. There is just differences between these things that get our focus and these things that do not get our focus. Another theory that we will soon practice is categorizations. I think last time we discussed a little bit about this already, also in the generalizations. Now, categorizations is the theory of cognitive linguistics that basically claims that there is fuzziness in human thinking. Even though in traditional structural linguistics we try to make things clear-cut, it doesn't mean that those things are clear-cut. We need to accept a certain degree of fuzziness in the language that we use. For example, in phonetics and phonology, you learned about voiceless sounds and voiced sounds, right? Can you give me some examples of voiceless sounds? Like, right? Like, f, like, t, p, k, right? Those are the voiceless sounds. And sounds like g, n, m, p, d. Those are voiced sounds. However, when you make those sounds into a speech analysis software, you will see that there are some qualities of voiced sounds in voiceless sounds. And there is some, quality of voiced sounds in voiceless sounds. I mean, there is not a clear-cut boundary between, let's say, f and v, as you often see in minimal pair practice. So, fuzziness in categorization exists in phonetics and phonology. It exists in also other levels of languages, like in syntax, like in pattern speech. Words sometimes can be hard to tell whether they are noun or verb. Sometimes they can be verb and adjective, like the case of Vietnamese sentences, right? Cô ấy giỏi, for example. So you see, giỏi has some qualities of a verb, some qualities of an adjective, fuzziness in grammar, right? And he had the bones, for example, some qualities of a verb, some quality of a noun. He elbowed his way. Some qualities of a verb, some qualities of a noun. So fuzziness exists in all levels of languages, and there is a very discussion in your looked at. It discusses fuzziness in phonetics and phonology, in syntax, in semantics, and other levels. Now, so cognitive linguistics say in all categories we have typical members and not very typical members. The typical member have most of the core characteristics, while the peripheral members have some of the characteristics missing, but it still share some key characteristics, like cup as a trophy, as a prize in a competition, doesn't have anything in the use its purpose with this cup, but it's still called a cup because it has the shape of the cup. And this cup, you see, doesn't have a handle, but we still call it a cup. So what we have just talked about is the family resemblance and fuzziness in categorizations of human thinking. We will look at that in more detail in chapter 2, cognitive semantics. We also have the conceptual metaphor theories that conform to cognitive commitment. And last time we talked a little bit about this theory already. Conceptual metaphor as a case supporting generalizations views of languages. Now, the metaphor theory look at the mechanism in our thinking in our mind that motivate us to produce language expression like this. Like when we say liều thuốc nào cho thị trường chứng khoán, why do we say so? And how we can explain whether this is correct use of language or not. Okay? Now, actually, the example that I put on the screen comes from news headlines that hit my attention several years ago. So when I search, let me say. Now, so when the stock market crashed around 2010, there was a lot of newspaper headlines discussing these things, looking for solutions. And you see, conceptual metaphor is very important for newspaper in shaping, coining out a title that capture the attention, that paint a very nice picture for the reader. This is another. Sorry, wrong spelling. Now, similarly, if you search, like liều thuốc mạnh cho bệnh cảm xoàng, you also have a lot of different news headlines that say the same things. And we are not talking about people in hospitals. We are talking about stock market. We are talking about economics, right? So, what is the mechanism in our brain that activates these language expressions that help us to create these things in our languages, right? Okay, so I need to. So now you see, lots of different markets are seen as a patient, in high fever. You see. Now, so what did it tell us about language? In our everyday language, very often we use concepts that are not relevant to what we are trying to express, to get the message across, right? In the examples that I have shown you, the stock market is conceptualized as a patient, as a patient. Now, look at this. Reading text is from an upper intermediate textbook for language learners. And you see a lot of these expressions actually come from describing battles, right? And we see them in this context because they are being used to describe how competitive, how hard competition in business can be. Now, so by studying these things, the conceptual metaphor theories of cognitive linguistics help us to actually conceptual metaphor is one of the best well-known theory of cognitive linguistics because it helps us to see how rich, how diverse language can be in expressing our ideas and our thoughts. Congratulations, you are on the camera. Yeah. This is another case, you see. Now, it is written in text. Love is conceptualized as fighting a battle. And that's why we have the language expressions. Sometimes you may use them so often that you take them for granted. Actually, you see. Now, the last theory we gonna look at is the embodiment. On the embodied mind. What is it about? It's about human beings often taking our own body at the center of our thinking, of the center of our interaction with the world around us. Okay, so a lot of our thinking is centered around our our interaction, the interaction of our body with the world around. So we have up and down, going up, going down, and a lot of language expressions going together with up and down because of our own experience with up and down for ourselves. But if you think this way, if you are now not standing on Earth, you are standing on the Moon or on Mars looking at the Earth. Okay, being up and down like what we describe doesn't make sense because up for us now is actually down for people in America in space, right? Up for us now, you down for them. It doesn't make sense. So being up and down is actually meaningful because of our bodily vertical directions in space only. And last time we do an exercise to find meanings, different kinds of meaning with hands, bodies, eyes, heads, and those things. It's because these are the parts of our bodies that interact most often with the world around. Okay. You may sometimes wonder why your bones do not appear so often in language expression because your bones do not interact as often as your hand, your eye, the different senses of your body. Now, so the embodiment theory or the embodied mind discuss all those things. We can say the things because we see the world around us as a container, and we live inside that container. Okay, so that's why we say, in my opinions. Then opinion is a container. We do not say beside my opinion, aside my opinion. We say George is in love with her, and now George is out of love. Okay, with her, for example. So in love, out of love, because we see those abstract concepts as containers. Right. All of these things starts from our experience with the space around us. We see ourselves as an object inside a container, and we project that experience into the language that we use. Okay, so just that. Now it's time to do some hands-on activity, and I hope this will help you understand the concept we have discussed so far better. Now, could you open your books to page 23? Okay, so open the textbook to page 23. Now, the first thing we look at is the concept of linguistic encoding. Now, if you haven't done the reading yet, you might need to refer back to the part that discuss figure 1.3 about this concept part. Okay, object and motion. Now, these keys, image schema or the key concepts help us to explain why this preposition out of something have different meanings in different contexts. Okay? So when you translate these prepositions, or when you translate these sentences into Vietnamese, I'm sure that you cannot use the same Vietnamese concept for all of them. Right? You cannot use the same concept, same Vietnamese expression for all of these, because they are different. Now please describe those differences for your students. So this is a translation exercise. Now, in all of these cases, you have throw something out of something. Okay? Same structure. I need you to explain why we use different translations for out of in each of the examples. Do I translate it into tôi ném hoa ra khỏi bình? Đúng rồi, bứt hoa ra khỏi bình, ngắt hoa ra khỏi bình, hay ngắt hoa bỏ ra khỏi bình, hay tôi tỉa hoa cho bình. Right? Okay. Tôi thay bông, for example. Right. So how about this? Tôi ném quả banh tennis ra khỏi nhà. Rồi tôi ném con mèo ra khỏi ra khỏi cửa sau. Now that sounds a little bit strange now. Okay. Tôi ném con mèo qua cửa sau. Right? That sounds, better to your ears. Right? Đứa bé, the baby, the buggy is the baby cart. Okay, the prams that the baby lies inside. And then we know that baby is very weak. They can throw it like this. They just... So, we cannot say đứa bé ném cái lúc lắc, cái rattle. So, just to make this sound lục lạc. Okay. You cannot say, because actually it cannot throw, right? Vẽ sao? Okay. Thả hay là thả cái lục lạc rơi khỏi xe. You cannot translate ném cái lục lạc ra khỏi cái nôi, because only adults can do that, right? Now, so open your book, and what I want you to do is to describe the differences in these examples. Throw something out of something, or explain how out of in each of the sentence is different from each other. Okay, let me help you. I know a lot of you have not done the reading yet. So the baby threw the rattle out of the buggy. So this is what you have. Okay, for A, let's say. Okay. Not a very good one. Right. Now, first, okay, you have the object. Let's say this is the buggy, okay, on the baby pram. So you see the baby is inside. Sorry, my drawing is not very good. But let's say, So now, okay, the baby dropped the buggy out. So let's say, okay, the baby put a hand and drop. It's like this. Right? The rattle is dropped out of the baby cot on the buggy like this. So the part of motion of the object is just that. To the ground. Okay. Now, in example P, threw the cat out of the back door. Now, in this case, another concept is the surface. The surface this time is no longer a box or a corner space. Instead, throw the cat out of the back door. It's like this. This is the door. Okay, it's flat. Rather than a 3D space, a flat back door. And I threw the cat out the back door, so maybe I stay here. Now, threw the cat out of the back door. It's more like this. So this is the cat. See? This is the part of motion in example B. Threw the cat out the back door. Now, see, I tore up the letter and threw it out of the window. Again, out of the window, I have a surface like this. And this is me. Sorry? Okay. Just image schema. Now, I tore the letter. Now, and this is the object. It is no longer a solid object. Instead, just a bunch of paper weights. And the part of motion will be like this. Okay, so this is the kind of image schema that you have in your brain for example C. And D, I threw the tennis ball out of the house. I also have a flat surface as a door of the house. And I throw the ball out of the house. Now this is the motion part for the object in this case. It's straight and long away like this because I know that the ball can fly very long. Okay. I threw the flowers out of the vase. So this time I have a container and threw the flower out of the vase. One direction, two direction, three directions, four direction, five directions. So it can be okay, different motion parts, okay, different object. Now, so out of, in all of these cases are different because the motion part is different. Okay, the surface of contact in our mental picture is different. What does it say? What does this say about how we process meaning? Okay, so try to think about this in terms of meaning being encyclopedic, about the generalization commitment that we have discussed. Okay, and Evans raised very good questions. How much do these things depend on your knowledge about the world? Okay. Now, I am able to interpret, I am able to illustrate all these things using these image schemas because I understand the meaning. I understand. I have the encyclopedic repertoires of the things that are associated with the rattle, the buggy, the back door, the cat, the letter, the tennis ball, the flowers. Okay? So, what we understand about the world around us really decide the way that we interpret the meanings of all these things. For very low language learner, even for very low language learner, they can understand the differences because they have already got those knowledge about the world. And this also has a lot of things to relate to language teaching with the same prepositions. Now last time we looked at the case of over, and now we look at the case of out of. They actually have different translations in different contexts because of the different things. Now next, we look at meaning constructions or idiomatic expressions in language. Now, these are the key questions. What if you make a small change to some of the parts of the constructions of the idiomatic expressions, like throw in the towel? Now, What happens if I say the presidential candidate throw in the hat? What happens? What does throw in the towel mean? In a boxing fight, okay, if a player throw in a towel or throw in the gums, he quits. Okay, he surrenders. So the presidential candidate threw in a towel. Okay, literally mean, well, for you, because you do not understand, okay, the literal, the illiteral meaning, okay, automatically you think that, well, he's wearing a towel on his neck and now he throw the towel. Okay, but actually for native speaker, okay, because this is the context of the presidential candidate. Okay, they understand that this candidate quits. Okay. Before the exam, Mary got cold feet. Well, you can relate that to your own experience. Cold feet. What does it mean? Do you understand? We're nervous. Okay. Yeah. Like numb fingers or cold feet. Now, if I say before the exam, Mary got cold elbow. What does it mean? It simply has the literal meaning of her elbow being cold, and it doesn't have the message. I mean, it doesn't have the illiteral meaning any longer. So what does it tell us about our knowledge of such constructions? These things must come together as a whole, and we call it a construction, a mental construction, or a symbolic unit. So this whole is a unit, and you cannot just analyze them into different parts. Otherwise, it will lose all the illiteral meaning. Okay. So from this, I want you to go back to the reading and read this part about meaning construction, idiomatic meaning. Now, look at example B. Before the exam, Mary got cold feet. Yeah, from mathematical calculations, it suggests that there are more than 5,000 combinations possible just by, putting these words in different order. But we know that there are only a few cases that make sense in a sentence. Right? Before the exam, Mary got cold feet. What else can you say using these 7 words? Before the exam, cold feet got Mary. Does it make sense? Now, just say whether it's grammatically correct, acceptable, and whether it has some sense or not. Okay. Before the cold feet, Mary got exam. Okay, good. That's a good. That's a good formation. Before the cold, Mary got Fit is am. But again, but you need to change the noun to verb, okay, for that to be acceptable. Now, there are actually very few choices left, okay, that can make sense for us. And okay, what does this say about the natures of language? It's not okay, infinite generative rules like Chomsky claims in generative grammar. Only a few are acceptable to human thinking. Okay, so by you know by the theories of generative grammar, you can say there's a man in the corner of Ho Chi Minh City, of the university in Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, you can extend that to infinite numbers of structures and expressions, but only a few actually make sense to the human thinking, because only a few actually connect with our experience with the world. Okay, only a few connects with our encyclopedia about the world around us. Right. So if you haven't done the reading about the word order yet, okay, look back in the readings. Now I want you to do this exercise in groups. Now in pairs or groups, please do this exercise. What domains of concepts do these concepts, the abstract concepts relate to? Now I do one example for you. In A, you have just given me a really good idea. So a good idea is given to somebody. Now in this case, a good idea is associated or conceptualized as an object, like a bone, right? A concrete object. And with that conceptualization, it can be passed, something like he passed me his ideas. Okay, we can say the same thing. Okay, he gave me his ideas. Okay. So that's for A. Idea is a concrete object, is an object. Come up with other sentences which illustrate similar pattern for these, abstract conceptual domains, like theories. For example, last week we discussed four tenets, right? Four tenets of cognitive linguistics. So what are tenets? Okay, so tenet is like the building structure that really stand out, okay, from all the others. So in the picture you have this is the tenet. In this you have a tenet. That is something that is really outstanding, recognizable. You see, tenets actually come from buildings, right? And with this, theories are related to buildings. So I can say the four tenets of cognitive linguistic theory. Okay. Similarly, I can say what is the foundation for Chomsky theory? Foundation for building and foundation for theory. Okay. I can say Chomsky theory is scaffolded with the generative grammar theory, for example. Scaffolds, things that go around a building, they have us build the structure. It's the scaffolds. Okay. They support his theories with a lot of evidence, the supports of the building. So theories are like buildings. Now, let's get into group of trees or in pairs. Okay. And do this exercise for me. Now, let's start. 5 minutes. Okay, try to work together. So in part 8, I need you to find out the domains that are related to. And in part B, I need you to find out similar expressions or examples to illustrate the concepts. Oh, you can do it in both English and Vietnamese. You can find examples in English or you can find examples in Vietnamese. Okay. Or in other languages, but basically English and Vietnamese is better. Not yet. So what is the problem for you? The problem is you haven't done the reading yet. So you can think about Vietnamese. Okay, you can use Vietnamese if you like. Now, okay, let's go with this first expressions. How much time did you spend on this essay? Now, so we have a concept here. It's time. Alright? Right. This is our concept. That's the abstract. Okay. And the verb we use here is spend. So let's say I have a domain of time, right? So what is time associated with in this case? Yeah, good. Time is associated with money. Now, what do you do in the concept domain? Now think about it. Now put your focus to the domain of money. What can you do with money? You spend money, right? What else? You earn money. What else? Yeah, you invest money. What else? Do you sell money? Yeah. Save. Okay, save money. What else? Huh? Waste. What else? You. What else? What else? Borrow. Okay. Land. You earn. Okay, yeah. So just keep thinking about that. It's like that. Now, how many language expressions about time can you make using these concepts of time in the time domain? Yeah, it saves us a lot of time. Okay, I need to spend 2 hours on this assignment. What else? Yeah, you waste a lot of my time. Don't waste. Okay, your youth, for example. Okay, yeah, that save a lot of. He invests a lot of time in this project. Okay, invest a lot of time in this project. What else? Can you lend me some of your time? Okay, could you say that? Sometime, possibly. Who knows? Okay, try googling it to see if it appears. Okay. Uh, can I borrow some of your time? Can you say that? Try to think of a the thing is you need to try to think of a context in which that is possible. For example, let's say there is still even song about time being borrowed. See that? It's actually very popular. Just that you yourself do not use it. Now let me see if time can be lent. Okay, you see? So does it, open a new world to the language that we use? Could you lend me some? All right, the money. Okay. Yeah, lend me some time. There's also a song. Okay? Is it easier for you now? Now, depression. This is the source concept. And fell into depressions. Now, I need you to tell me what is this related to? A hole. Fell into a deep, okay, yeah, like a well, a hole, right? So let's describe the hole. Um, Okay, now give me some features or some concepts in the whole. You have depth. Okay, yeah. Deep or shallow. What else? Dark. What else? Yeah, you can isolate it. What else? Okay, how do you feel? Yeah, panic. Okay, your feeling when you are in a hole. Okay. What else? Hmm? Yeah. Can escape. What else? Right. Now, again, can you make up language expressions that from you know from the concepts of the whole domain to talk about depressions? So one is given he fell into a deep depressions. Okay. What else? We can also say he fell into expression and could not escape for several months. Okay. What else? With these new depressions, darkness surrounds his life. Can you say something like those? Of course you can. So keep thinking, keep, thinking about the different expression that you can use. Ah, stock market crashed on Black Wednesday. Okay, so I have stock market. What is it related to in this case? Stock markets. This is the source concept. Okay. Sorry, this is the target. Okay. What is the source concept that we draw from that make us describe stock market using this verb? A car, crashed. Building crashed. A machine can crash. Okay. Maybe stock market is a machine. Now, if I drop my cell phone like this, okay, of course I will not do it, but okay, it will also crash, right? And actually, you think about machines, but okay, for a lot of people, native speaker, it's a fragile object. It can be a phone, it can be a bottle, it can be a crystal vase or something that are broken into pieces and something valuable, okay, a lot of value, okay, is gone. And now, for stock market, for fragile object, you may have things like it crashes, okay, it breaks. What else? Okay, it break into pieces. What else? Usually valuable. Oh, sorry. Right? What else? Yeah, vulnerable. What else? You take care, okay, very carefully, right? Okay, yes. So it can be so sellable, I think that goes. Okay. It can be, yeah, it can drop, it can rise. So now, can you make sentences with stock market using concepts from this concept domain of a fragile thing, a fragile object? You can make some, right? The one above B1. Be creative. You can say, okay, China stock markets, right, were broken into pieces. Okay. The stock market dropped dramatically. We say that very often. Okay. The stock market fell sharply, right? Fell sharply. This shows how vulnerable stock market can be, right? Okay. So argument, or ideas. What is it associated to in this case? Huh? A building or structure, right? And let's say again, I draw a domain of a building, and inside this domain, now look at that building over there. It's being built. What kinds of concepts are related to this domain of a building? It has the foundation, right? It has levels, right? It has the top, right? It has the roof, right? What else? Okay, it has the basement. What else? It has scaffold, right? What else? Materials. Right. What else? It has pillar. It has pole. Right? What else? It has windows. Right? What else? It has structure. Okay. What else? It has things like glass, like steel. Right? It has what else? The core. Yeah. It has what else? Decoration. Right? All of those things. Now, see how many language expressions can you make about ideas, theories, argument using these concepts? He decorates, okay, his essays with a lot of statistics from the internet. Can you say things like those? Of course. Right? The cognitive linguistic opens several new windows. Okay. about languages for me. Right? I'm now on very basic levels in cognitive linguistics. Right? What else can you say? The core of cognitive linguistics is the interaction between human mind and the language. The core of the theory. Right? The four pillars of cognitive linguistics are Laycock, Langacker, Evans. The pillars. Right? Những trụ cột của cái trường phái ngôn ngữ chi nhận. Right? Now, your turn to do the same thing with love. Now, love, what can it be associated to? Love is fire. Okay, good. Can you give me some example in English or Vietnamese? Đốt lên ngọn lửa tình yêu. Alright, we say that. Do we say that in English? Yeah, the fire of love. Or they get on together like fire. Do you say that? Well, let's check Google. I think so. We can also say that. They get on together like a fire. Okay, very quickly. What else can you say? Now, try to use our mother tongue because that's where we use conceptual metaphors more often. Okay, love and fire. What else? Lửa tình yêu nó nguội lạnh. Do you say so? Okay, nó cảm thấy nguội lạnh. Right. What else do you say? Nào, các bạn thử tìm những cái ở tiếng Việt xem nào. Cho nó dễ nào. Gì? Hâm nóng, đúng rồi. Hâm nóng tình yêu. Hâm nóng. Nguội lạnh. Thổi bùng. Tình yêu. What else? Tình yêu cháy bỏng. Cháy bỏng. What else? Cái gì? Dập tắt. Đúng rồi, tàn lụi. Tình yêu lụi tàn. Right. What else? Yeah. Okay, it's fire. What else can it be? Love can be fire. What else? Yeah, love can be war. Okay. Nào các bạn thử cho một vài ví dụ coi. Yeah, tình trường như chiến trường. Đúng không nào? Cái gì nữa nào? Đúng rồi. Chúng ta phải tìm mọi cách để đánh bại đối thủ. Cô đó có tới 5-6 người. Không dễ gì mà đánh bại được hết bằng đó người. What else? Đúng rồi, người ta lao vào tình địch. What else? Răng lưới tình. Right? Right? Vướng lưới tình. Sập bẫy tình. Đúng rồi, đúng không? Sập bẫy tình. What else? Hy sinh cho người mình yêu. Rồi, ok. Hy sinh. Đúng rồi. Hy sinh. Rồi, ok. Rồi gì nữa? Đúng rồi. Đứng dậy, chiến đấu cho tình yêu của mình, bảo vệ tình yêu của mình. Đúng nào? Đúng rồi. Rồi, đây các bạn đọc cái bài này các bạn thấy rồi đây. Cái thứ nhất đó là dương đông kích tây. Giả vờ đánh vào phía đông nhưng thực sự đánh vào phía tây. Cái này mờ ảo vô song. Hẳn các bác trai cũng biết phụ nữ là một sinh vật xinh đẹp nhưng vô cùng phức tạp, từ tâm lý, tính cách đến suy nghĩ, hành động, và nói chung là rất là khó đoán. Vì vậy phải lấy đọc chị đọc, phải nhắm ngay vào yếu huyệt này, nhắm vào cái gót asin của nàng. Đấy. Có những cách để thực hiện cái này như sau. Dẫu ta có tài đức đến mấy thì nàng cũng ít tin vào hiện thực trước mắt hơn là nghe cái đám bạn nó đồn đại. Chính vì vậy tạo tin đồn có lợi cho ta. Nào, rồi kế thì nữa, làm rối tai mắt địch. Đó, dĩ nhiên là ta mê nàng nhưng đôi khi ta phải làm sao cho nàng không biết được tình ý của ta. Ta vừa tỏ ra rất quan tâm ga lăng khiến nàng vô cùng cảm động ngưỡng mộ, có khi ta lại sắm bộ mặt thật là lạnh lùng dứt khoát làm cho nàng băn khoăn nghĩ ngợi về ta. Lâu dần nàng sẽ sinh thương thầm nhớ trộm, có đó có đúng không? Tiếp tục, buộc đối phương phải lo lắng nhiều mặt. Cổ nhân có dạy theo tình tình chạy, chạy tình tình theo. Cái này đúng rồi. Thế nên ta phải khuấy động trong nàng cái ý thức lo lắng chinh phục được ta, phải làm sao để nàng thấy rằng mất ta là mất một con cá to. Đó. Rồi, điệu hổ ly sơn. Thôi được rồi, đại khái là có đủ 36 kế mà mấy anh ở trong cái forum của BCAP này mấy anh nghĩ ra. Nào, thì các bạn thấy có rất nhiều những cái concepts trong cái domain này mà chúng ta chưa nghĩ đến hay chưa dùng đến. Trong này người ta kể ra hết. Đó nào. Right. So love can be war. What else love can be? Okay, yeah. Love can be, food. Right? Food. Right? Chocolate. Give me some expressions. Rồi. She is very sweet. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. The love that turned bitter. Okay, and she took revenge. Okay. What else? Nếm vị ngọt tình yêu. Okay. What else? Okay, chai nắng thì okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Gừng cay muối mặn xin đừng quên nhau. Okay, it's all about food. Right. Coi, phải nhớ là có một cái bài viết của cái anh tớ là Joe, không biết có lưu ở đây không. Không biết là để đâu rồi. Nhưng mà có cái bài viết ấy, cái anh Joe đó, anh ấy nói ấy, là người Việt á, rất hay nói dùng thức ăn để nói về tình yêu và về chuyện sex. Đấy, xong anh viết nguyên bài dài đấy, nhưng anh đó là người Canada, đúng không? Các bạn có biết cái mấy cái quyển sách của anh đó đúng không? Ngược chiều vun vút các thứ đấy, để đọc ấn tượng có cái bài anh tả, anh ấy để ví dụ, anh ấy viết luôn bài bằng tiếng Việt là gì? Đúng rồi, cơm mà phở. Mọi người thường hay nói chuyện cơm mà phở, nhưng mà lâu rồi tôi cũng chán cơm và đi tìm phở. Không ngờ có một hôm tôi về thấy có một gã đầu chôm chôm, tóc muối tiêu, da đồi mồi, đang ăn cơm của mình. Tôi điên quá xông vào, cái gã nói mày muốn chết hả? Hay là để tao cho mày củ đậu bay. Tức là anh ấy dùng rất nhiều những cái từ để mô tả, còn nhưng mà để đi đến cái kết luận ấy, là người Việt rất hay nói food để nói về love and cái sex. Đó, rau sạch nè, rồi sau đó anh đưa từ đấy những cái từ như dưa hấu nè, đấy, rồi gà nè, rồi đấy, nói chung là một loạt những cái từ về đồ ăn, phải không nào? Xôi này, rồi cái gì đó là đều có liên quan đến những cái khái niệm đó hết, đúng không nào? Okay, so love can be food. What else? Love can be rose. Love can be flowers. Yeah. Miễn sao mình tìm được ví dụ thôi, đúng không nào? Love can be flowers. Bây giờ thì ta mặn mới hỏi đào thì vườn hồng có lối ai vào hay chưa, right? Yeah, love can be flower. What else? Yeah, love can be a river. Can you give me examples? Yeah, the flow of love. Rồi gì nữa? Gì có cái bài gì mà đêm dài qua dưới mưa rơi em mong chờ anh tới. Gì cái bài cái bài gì còn nghe đấy. Cái gì đó, bài đúng là hình như cái bài đó là bài đôi bờ, đúng nào? Cái bài đó bài nhạc Nga, đúng nào? So love can be river. Love can be a journey. Right? We talked about that last time. So keep thinking. Okay, a lot more. Love can even be buildings. Right? Anger. What can it be? Nói đến cơn tức giận thì chúng ta thường dùng cái gì để mô tả này? So we have anger. It can be storm. Okay, so anger can be associated with, nhưng mà cái storm nó hơi specific. We can say weather, right? Right? Có thể cho thầy ví dụ coi nào. Mặt tối sầm lại. Right? What else? Nóng. Nổi cơn thịnh nộ. Mắt bắn ra lửa. Mắt nhìn té lửa. Right? What else? Anger can be, this is one famous. Anger can be heat. Right? He make me boil. Right? Đúng rồi, tức sôi máu. Right? Đúng rồi. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. Now read this part and try to do exercise. It helps you to enrich your language a lot. Now, make a sentence for me right away. Now look at picture D. Now make a sentence with this picture. Now can you make a sentence? Describe this picture with one simple, very simple sentence. Yeah. The bird is on the roof of the tree. Okay. What else? The bird stands on the roof of the tree. Huh? Can we say? Oh, I'm sorry. The house. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. The bird stands on the roof of the house. Okay. And the bird stands on the top of the house. Can we say the top of the house is under the feet of the bird? Why? Because automatically you see this as the profile and this at the base. And in this picture, in this mental pictures, this is so outstanding as the profile. And if I turn this into the profile, you do not accept it. Okay? But you are right. In some situations, in some context, this can be the profile. And this is the base. For example, can you see the new red roof that I have just painted under the feet of that bird? Okay? In this case, the roof that I have just painted red is the profile. And the bird is just the base. Okay? It makes sense. Right. Now also to make a sentence with it, a very simple sentence. E. Yeah. A woman. Oh, it's okay. Because we don't see the face. But let's say a woman. The woman is wearing a hat. Okay. The woman is wearing a hat. A hat is on the head of the woman. Now your institutions or your hunch says that, well, this is not the right thing to say for this picture. You should not say a head is on the head of a woman. Even though in this picture this is very outstanding. Why? You see, this is very similar to picture D, and yet you don't say the head is on the head of the woman. Why? Because your experience. Okay? Your previous experience tell you that the actual, motion object in this case is the person, not the head. And it shifts focus to, the objects that moves. Even though the head also moves. Okay? So that's why you say the woman is wearing the hat, rather than the head is on the top of the woman. But you may say, well, the head on the top, that head on the top of the woman is really beautiful, isn't it? In that context, okay, attention is, shifted to the head. So you see how figure and ground or profile and base can, switch, okay, to and fro depending on your experience. And this is what it meant in this exercise, the figure and the ground. Okay, this is another part that is discussed in next chapter about cognitive semantics. And lastly, for cognitive grammar, we look at open class and closed class, okay, functional words and lexical words. Sorry, it's 11:30 and we have to stop. At home, you need to do similar exercises for chapter 2, assumptions and commitments. Okay? So do these exercises for this chapter and this chapter for me. Okay? The textbook is there. And how do you do the exercises? You need to do the readings. If you do not do the reading, okay, there's no way you can understand, okay, all of these key things.